Welcome back, everyone. We're talking sports. So today, the Packers travel south of the state line to take on Chicago Bears for the second time in 3 weeks. The Green and Gold coming out on top thanks to an interception, a pick by Keyshawn Nixon in the dying moments. And today's matchup has major implications with the Lions L against Pittsburgh. The winner of today's Packers-Bears game will clinch the NFC North title. So to help break down today's matchup and the storylines around it is sports radio host Bart Winkler. Good morning. How you doing, Bart?
Good morning. I'm doing well. We'll see how that answer is tomorrow morning, depending on what happens tonight.
Big time, big time. So the major defining storyline for this matchup lies on the injury report. We got 10 players ruled questionable, most notably running back Josh Jacobs and wide receiver Christian Watson. 4 players ruled out as well. So Bart, with the major L that I did mention on the defensive side of the ball, pass rusher Micah Parsons out for the rest of the season. Talk about the impact he's had this season and how big of a gap that leaves against the top offense in the Bears.
It's been such a massive injury. I think the game against Denver was a disappointment because they lost, but more so all those injuries that you just laid out there with that you needed 2 graphics for, but also that's never good. But Micah Parsons, that injury, just brutal. This was a guy when he got brought in, it elevated the Packers from what they've been the last few years. Okay, if things break well, we can maybe make a run. He came in and it was Super Bowl aspirations, but not just hopefully, okay, yes, this is a Super Bowl caliber potentially team. He goes down and now they're right back to that kind of, they could, but there's other teams. His impact has been great, 12 and a half sacks. I think there's some games where we wish he had 3 sacks, 4 sacks a games, but his impact, what he's done with these quarterbacks, what he's done to the rush, what he's done for the other guys, it is going to be a massive impact. And so we'll see if the other guys are able to step up tonight. I would hope so. There's been some guys that haven't as much as you want, but it's next man up now, and it's going to be a big test tonight against Chicago.
Well, since you talk about that, so who could be the next man up or the next men up that could fill that void left with Micah Parsons now out?
There's a bunch of guys that you would like to see more from, whether it's Isaiah McDuffie, Quay Walker. I think the big one has to be Rashawn Gary. And what a lot of people liked when Micah Parsons came it wasn't just that they added Micah Parsons. Yes, that was great, but they also, everybody else got if you're thinking about a video game like Madden, they got 2 to 3 more skill points because just because Micah Parsons was there, where everybody got elevated and everybody able to do more. Rashawn Gary, though, the last 7 games has done nothing. No sacks, no tackles for loss. It's been a rough kind of couple of months for him. So he's got to be the guy to step up and lead this team. He's not going to be Micah Parsons. He's not going to have that impact, but he needs to be the guy that the Packers thought that they drafted a few years ago.
And Bart, so of course this team at the start of the season was billed to be great and of course had an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. But with these injuries, it's making some people think twice. Should fans hit that panic button? Why or why not?
I do think their chances are lower because Micah Parsons is hurt. Absolutely. But this NFC is pretty wide open. And I'm not sure. And tonight's a great test because they're going into a hostile environment. Their crowd's going to be ready. But the conference is open. The Rams and Seahawks we saw the other night in a great game on Thursday. Those are 2 really good teams. And do the Packers have the skill to match their level? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think that it's a huge gap, but I don't know that they're 2 of the greater teams we've seen in the NFC in the last 10 years. The Eagles have been weird. The NFC South is open. Obviously, if the Packers win tonight, they'll be atop the NFC North again. So there's a couple teams out west that would be a challenge, but I don't think that the Packers, as long as the defense can step up just a little bit and they can get the offense rolling, what it's really going to come down to is, we talk about the defense and guys that need to step up, but it's almost on the other side. We're going to ask more of Jordan Love now. We're going to ask more of Josh Jacobs now. We're going to ask more of these wide receivers. So even though there's a injury on the defense, it does kind of feel like for them to attain their goals, the offense is going to need to step up as well.
Well, let's wrap up real quickly because we do want to get to the Bears. Of course, there's a 10-4 squad. They can make the playoffs for the first time since 2020. This is the game that means a lot to the city. Let's take a quick listen to what Matt LaFleur had to say about the atmosphere.
I think it'll be like the first time we went down there in 2019 to open up the season. I think it's going to be electric. I'm sure they're going to have the big baritone national anthem guy out there and piping it away. I think it's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere.
So, of course, it's going to be a tough place to walk in, especially for this squad, Bart. But this Bears team under first-year head coach Ben Johnson, definitely an improvement over the years. And, of course, the Packers saw that 2 weeks ago. So what do the Packers need to do against this squad to improve their chances to get that win?
Well, and I hate to say this, the Bears are getting better. The Bears are getting better, and they're probably going to be good for a while. But they haven't gotten to the Packers' standpoint yet. And I do hope the Packers keep them at bay again. Everybody in Chicago was feeling pretty good a couple weeks ago, and then the Packers were able to get the win. The Bears, they feel like tonight is going to be their recoronation in the NFC North. So the Packers got to come out, get that crowd quiet early. A lot is going to fall on the offense, as I mentioned. They're going to need a big night out of Jordan Love. But the Bears are salivating tonight. Packers got to get some points on the board, do it early, and try to put them away. It should be a good one. It's a Saturday night standalone game. This is what you wait for. This is what you want in December.
All righty. Well, Bart Winkler, we appreciate you so much for your insight this morning. Appreciate you, boss man. So the Packers and the Bears, as Bart mentioned, kick off tonight, 7:20 from Chicago. Join the Big 12 Sports tonight from Soldier Field. Live, Dario Melendez.